Another week dawns on us, and it is another time for broadcast. It is teamfortress.tv, and I am TurboTabs. With me this evening is Beta on the co-cast, and hamaham will be our man in production. A swift beginning, Beta, because I want to get to some reports. I'm not sure about you.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff to go in here. These are the two bottom teams of Prem. So I think it's a good idea to look at some stats to really give us an idea of what we can expect tonight and who these teams are, because they're both new to Prem as well. So, yeah, let's look at some logs. Or not logs, reports. My bad.
And I can see your eagerness, though. I'm very, very happy either way. But yes, I just need to shout out the code word. Gentleman John! Alright, okay, I think our production's ready. So let's go look at some of those reports. Now, first, let's do a good old-fashioned roster rundown. I'm going to let you take this away, Beta. You know, the bus crew.
Yeah, the bus crew consists of Martin, one of the big up-and-coming medics. Should be very exciting to see how he develops. And then we have Jan. I think it's his first season in Prem. So far, he's been pretty good. And then we have Poison, who's Pocket, I believe. And he's had some pretty good DM. He's had some nice kill streaks. And
look at those air shots.
Yeah, like the air shots. That's the biggie. That's what you want to have, right? And he's hit a lot of air shots. That's something I've specifically noted. His KD isn't all that impressive or anything, but it's all right. And then who cares, right? And then we have Tobbs, the Danish roamer. Hasn't been too impressive this season, but maybe he'll come out of his little shell tonight.
Only 11 air shots. Oh, let's move on.
Is he even trying? Maybe they're all medics. But then, of course, on Scout, we have Deox and Alba. And I think Deox is the roaming Scout and Alba is the pocket one. But
I think you're correct, sir. All right. Moving on with the momentum here. Let's cover Elektro, a team that's almost got that sort of love amongst the people. I see constantly everywhere Elektro being commented about in these sort of match pages. Everyone's giving them a lot of love, so I'll try and give them as much love as I can in this little roster rundown. We do have Kelvin on medic, who, again, this team's quite a question mark, and this name's a new question mark to me as well, so I'm very eager to see how he does tonight. Jimbot, the cavalry demo man himself. We see him in all sorts of these lineups, and he really does have a big impact for these sort of teams. So very excited to see him tonight. Callum, a strong force in that pocket soldier. Not as many air shots as Poison, but I mean, maybe he kills them before they get into the air. Jinx will be that, I think it's the roaming scout, but that's the unique thing about Jinx is he's playing all the way from America land, USA. He's a Yankee Doodle beater, as Don would call him once upon a time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see a scout actually crossing over. It's always interesting, and he's actually been doing pretty well. So, yeah he's the real deal.
Meanwhile, in the higher airshot count is Azunas on that roaming soldier, and we'll have Nevo. I'm going to call it Nevo. I'm sure it's the other way around, but again, no airshot counter for this guy. What's he playing at? What does even Nevo contribute to this game? All right, I'll admit it, Beta. I'll level with you. I don't know much about this team. This is the first time I'm casting them tonight. So, what can you tell me about Elektro? Do you know anything about this team that you could shed some light on for my sake?
So, going into the season, I was kind of the same way that you were. I knew about Jimbot, I knew about Callum, and it looks like Callum is actually the roamer here. I've seen him on Pocket before. He was on one of those teams at one of the I-Series lands, I think. One of the okay-ish teams that were in the invite bracket, even though we're clearly not contenders. And he was doing really well on that team, and he hit a ton of big shots. So that's what made me notice him. But other than that, I didn't really know anything. But so far, they've had really good results, in my opinion, because I expected them to be trash, but they're actually taking games off of people, and they're playing with this really slow, calculated style that really frustrates a lot that they play against, I think. So they're just able to grind out these really close games, and then they're pretty clutch, it would appear. So
yeah. It seems the story of their season so far is just that they had to play all the hard teams straight off the bat, Beta. They had to play Ascent. Of course, they're going to lose that game. Seven. Of course, they're going to lose that game. They played the Germans, however, and they did actually win that out. They got the 2 golden cap Either it was a win and a golden cap loss. I think that was how it went down for that team, but still very impressive. A lot of people were kind of impressed with the Germans, myself included, coming into this season and their performance. And the fact that looking back at some of these match reports at the end of it and seeing Oro Elektro beat out the Germans in a one-on-one fight goes to show that quite a force to be reckoned with if they actually start playing on teams on, that sort of lower level past Ascent and Servant. But tonight will be the ultimate sort of little test, or at least their breakaway test, because this is where both of these teams meet up each other at that lower part of the table and start deciding who's going to be in that lower spot and who's going to be in that higher spot.
Yeah, indeed. And, the thing with Oro Elektro is that they started out playing against 7, like the first game of the season, and they kind of crushed it. Like, they were really good. They didn't win, obviously, but they kind of impressed me.
Ooh.
So
I think we're live, Peter. We need to unload the reports, wind back. Code word, gentleman John out. We'd never really established a code word for the mid, but anyway, we are heading straight into our first map. It is Snakewater. It's Oro Elektro versus Bus Crew, and the first thing I'm seeing on mid is quite a bit of aggression starting out from both of these teams. Both of the soldiers went behind on this, very unusual for Snakewater middle, as they actually a massive sort of flank around coming in from Tobbs there. They expected the one soldier flank over by Oro Elektro, but they didn't expect 2 coming out by the Bus Crew, so they will actually play off that now, get a nice follow up with both of their scouts and win out this first mid beater.
Yeah, those 2 soldiers that bombed in, they stayed alive for so long. They kind of complemented each other really well. They kept each other alive, so that's pretty neat to see. And then they just pushed the enemy team forward, and then they just sandwiched them really well. And they managed to just have slightly better DM in the fight, and that's how they won that middle. And they're going to take second for free here. It's not even going to be a contest. And they have a 100% advantage to boot, and it's just a normal Uber, so very good situation coming out here for the rodents tonight, I guess.
All right. Rodents.
That works.
My. A lot of teams have been taking liberties this season, using as many strange little tags at the beginning. I blame Low Panda for this sort of trend. Anyway, they will enter in with that Uber advantage straight off the bat, clean up the sentry gun. You know the song and dance by this point. Now, the game already, point pressure already capped up. Alba's doing a good job of not only getting some cap time, but also forcing out that demo man. He doesn't quite get the kill, though, and they really were banking on that kill. They do take out the heavy weapons guy at the end of it, but he's done his job, Peter. He's soaked up a lot of damage, soaked up a lot of fire, and also put out a healthy amount of damage himself, and this allowed the Oro Elektro to turn the tide for that last point and even make this clean push out on second.
Yeah, that was just... Alba actually got a lot of time onto the point. They just weren't able to capitalize on it. I almost feel like if Alba just went all in, he probably would have capped that. It was very strange to see how the Oro Elektro just didn't seem to care. So as soon as actually in the Roma fight, which he will win, you almost always see a normal trade, but they're just going to push into middle here and make their way in.
Ooh, Deox overextended just a bit over too much there. I guess he really wanted to be in a position where he could help out his roaming soldier, but when that didn't come out well, and oh god, the sniper that they even turned to over on Bus Crew now is being punished. He doesn't even have enough time to set up his sort of sniping position before he gets cleaned up. So now there's only 2 players left on this last point. What's a demo man and a heavy weapons guy to do against a full stinking Uber beater as they just get kind of shot down in like 3 places, cleaned up, and they will get these respawners though in good Snakewater fashion. The respawners hit hard and they will actually hold on to this last point, but they actually have an Uber.
Yeah, like it looks like they're trying to get the Uber force out, and they will actually get it. They actually pushed in too early on, and they didn't have the second one capped, so now they're going to move out to see if they can get any picks. It looks like they've caught the demo man. They will take him down as the rest of them get out of there, but it really was just a bit too early that they went in, because they couldn't pressure the point at all, so they just had to run into the enemy team, and they just retreated back into spawn, and then they couldn't move on to the point. That's usually the punishing move, but now they're going into mid.
Zunes will feel the same sting that not too long ago that Oro Elektro were feeling just not Oro Elektro, the Bus Crew were feeling just a moment ago when the Romas were trying to do that same dance, saying if they could get that force out in the beginning. Oh, yep. Oh, wait, is that... Oh, no. I thought I heard the drop sound for a second there, but a soldier bombing in from poison, he will actually get the force out against Kelvin and his crew, so they will just settle for the midpoint for now and start building up that Uber onto the second point. And I don't think they were actually going to make this push in. I would like them to actually push into mid there, try and hold on to that midpoint and use that Uber to kind of keep the respawn advantage, but you know, c'est la vie.
They want to get on the seesaw instead. They exchanged the Uber for the point, and then the enemy team, they rotated out, and now they're going to try to do the same thing. And this is all about whether or not you can conserve players and your medic, but it's actually 2 players going behind us, Uber and Navo. So looks like it's not really applicable here. This is just disrupting everything so much. Great move by, I think it's Navo and another soldier that just went behind.
I like this play. Oh wow, Tom's just destroyed Navo. I was just about to say, I like the sort of play Navo was playing there. If you know you get caught in that backcapping position, just go behind even further, just become an even bigger pain. Oh, Tobbs was really banking on a crossbow there, but a moment too late from his Martin buddy, as he will get cleaned up and he will actually feel the respawner queue as they are pushing out with this Uber over on Oro Elektro now. They might be able to clean up a few players.
Out of ammo. It's sad. He was just randomly Boston bashing. Sorry. That's funny.
And they're getting some cap time on it, but where is everybody actually? No, they've all just linked up to this left-hand side. They all want to share the same spam, it seems. Nobody wants that second point cap, as they will back off over on Oro Elektro and just kind of be content that they've got the midpoint for now. But keep in mind, the bus crew will have that Uber charger ready in about 2 minutes.
He's soldering onto the medic though. Oh, what a surf by the medic. He's actually up on the pipe right now. It's a great surf. So that's pretty interesting that they went in there, tried to take the medic down before he got the Uber. Very odd timing, but yeah, it looks like there's going to be another soldier to just spearhead this push in.
Martin has his Uber right now, and they could probably go in with the advantage, but they've wasted so much time going in with it now. They will pop it off, but they've just got their own Uber over on the side of Oro Elektro as well. They will respond in kind, and Jinx does actually get cleaned up during that little shake-up between the Ubers, and things just kind of settle at the end of it, even when the Ubers kind of pander out.
We kind of ended up in this whole situation where we were on the seesaw, and then they sent 2 players behind as the bus crew were going in. As this one soldier
Poison jumped in there. Well, if you can call it a jump, kind of just gets penciled out and has to just kind of feel the sting of some of these scouts as they slap him back to the planet Earth, as they are still making go at this point despite losing Poison in that little push. The bus crew not giving up without a fight, and I think a fight is what they've received. Tobbs has been annihilated from the sky, even cleaned up his Alba over in that grass area, and Jinx, he wants more. He's kind of poking about, wants to take on 4v1 it looks like, but will hold back, will wait for his team and start linking up together, playing off each other. It's nice little patience you see coming out from Oro Elektro here. They don't want to, they really want to hold on to this second beater. They actually commit the Uber from the bus crew to hold on to it, but
needs to
it's
run,
just
though.
Yeah, it's just a little scout. What is a scout supposed to do against 5 players, Peter? He hasn't got any splash damage. He ain't no soldier. He ain't no demo man. He's just a scout. So he will back off, however. Will taxi his medic away, because that's what the scout can do best in these sort of healing situations, is just make the medic run fast.
I'm really impressed with how Oro Elektro just move as a team, because they just pretty much had like 2 players at the one flank, 2 players on the other, and 2 players in the middle. It was just like this perfect spread of players as they really catch out Poison right here as they move in, or they prepare to move in here. But just the way they move as a team is incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and the Uber in now. They want to find just any kills and be start making some sort of domino effect going. They get Deox, they get Tobbs. They should be settling and quite happy with that. They just stack the point knowing that they've got no real firepower to knock them off. Sure, they had some stickies on point, but only one dies to them and the rest start capping it off just as easily. And 1-0 will finally show up on that board at 21 minutes into the game, and it belongs to Oro Elektro.
Yeah, so they continue the really nice run this season of being pretty good at just edging out games here. I was talking to Alba early before the game, and he seemed pretty confident that they were going to win it, but that was also going to be close. But we'll see if they can turn it around here.
Yeah, they did start off very strong in that first middle of the game, so I am kind of banking on the bus crew to make a... Oh, see, they've got very strong middles, Beta. They've just got a nice double kill with that one rocket there. And
they caught out Kelvin.
Yeah. Very, very nice focus fire and sort of like moving forward from the bus crew there. It's just a nice little consistent blob coming out from them past the soldier's little bomb that I notice on these mids. It's very, very nice to see coming from the bus crew. But the problem isn't their mids, Peter, it's these last pushes. Every time I've seen them make this last push, it hasn't been going well for them, and I feel like I've already seen like 2 pushes from them in this short time of the game as well. It's been very back and forth.
Yeah, this is almost an exact same mirror situation that we saw last round. So hopefully they can do it better this time around. They got a lot of time on it last time, but they weren't quite able to punish them enough. And it looks like they're just going to take in Jan immediately. He gets his buff back quite a bit by the sentry here, though.
Yeah, and they will pop in, they will get the sentry gun down. They do get a Zunas, but they're banking on maybe like that Demo Man pick, but he's nowhere to be seen. He's just sat back and making sure he won't die for any old reason. He will actually get cleaned up a little bit earlier, I've noticed now, but the heavy weapons guy lives, and at least if one of those players live, the heavy weapons guy or the Demo Man, that last point isn't going to get capped soon.
They just don't really focus fire enough. I feel like there was like 2 players just shooting the Demo Man and the medic on the left side, and then if there had just been a little bit more focus fire, they would have just killed the medic so easily. But Kelvin survived, thanks in part to a nice little bind. But okay, looks like Uber has been forced here in second, and now it's just about Deer can get out, he cannot.
Yeah, they want to keep this chase going, it looks like. Jimbot will actually just have a poke and decide to actually limit himself back off. I see a lot of restraint coming out from this Aura Elektro lineup, Peter. There's a few times now where I'm thinking, oh, this is where they're going to go balls deep and go really aggressive. But no, they just back off, they wait for their team, and they play it patiently, like you talked about earlier in that pregame.
Yeah, they're much more of a slow team. What was Jinx doing? He was just crouching in front of a sniper. I guess he hadn't seen the sniper. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but that was weird. That's a nice pick here. There is an Uber advantage in favor of the bus crew, because they will move forward, and they're just going to run into a sniper first, see if he can gain some ground.
They do turn to this sniper a lot over bus crew when things get a bit hairy, and Alba is actually feeling a lot of hate to say he's at the one at the furthest back point of his team right now. He won't miss the crossbow, but hopefully he won't miss as many sniper shots, and he will get cleaned up by the flanking Azunas, who also gets cleaned up by Poison. But with a sniper down, they can start playing more comfortably by playing it slow on Aura Elektro, knowing that sniper isn't going to bother them if they just stay back. They will pop off each other's Ubers and kind of wait out this exchange, and they do think wisely over on the bus crew to decide to start taking Martin out of that fight, because they know if they stick around for long, those respawners are just going to cream him. He will back off, he will survive, but he does lose a little bit of advantage actually during all of the sort of chaos, and they're still going in, Beta. There's no time to breathe, there's no time for analysis, there's only time for death. Azunas will be the first one on the board during this second little skirmish. They want to make this second push count and happen, but for the bus crew, but they just can't get onto the point at this very point of the game. It's just everyone's bodies being thrown in by Aura Elektro. Take this player, just don't take our point, says the Hempis crew.
Aura Elektro is so good at just kind of making a wall and then making sure that no one gets behind it. Once anyone gets behind from the bus crew, I feel like the fight gets chaotic, and that really favors the bus crew. But so far they haven't really been able to do that. There's a slight Uber disadvantage on Martin right now, so he's going to be playing pretty far back. But I think they should be able to get this in time. But it's really interesting to see this much more unrestrained and all-in playstyle from the bus crew matched up against Aura Elektro's much more passive and team-oriented playstyle. And currently it's definitely looking very good for Aura Elektro, but they currently have Kelvin standing in the doom spot, that I call it. Like there's going to be a roam on your head at some point if you're standing close to that wall. It's just how it works. Well, let's see. Hope for them that they can ensure that that doesn't happen. Nevo is watching the window right now, and that's usually like what you have to be most worried about, but it's only Nevo. So if any soldier jumps out of that, it's really, really important that Nevo blocks it. And it's also very important that Jimbot is able to block soldiers from coming in from the other side, because otherwise Kelvin will pop, and it looks like they got poison there. So they have shut anything down from the soldier.
Blocked poison, and now Jimbot wants to go on the attack. Alba actually will get cleaned up on the flanker as you see Jimbot pushing the line forward. They will actually use their Uber out. Yeah, so Martin has to use his Uber from that little force play from Azunas, and they do actually get a few kills during all of this exchanging, and I mean, it's on the bright side, Peter, they lose a few kills, but they keep the Uber, they've got this mid point as well. I'm very surprised you don't see the bus crew actually taking the fight to them there, using those sort of forward respawn advantages.
Now, it looks like it's just too late.
And it's too low health.
Yeah, they don't have the heals and the presence. They're not going far enough in if they want to get the force out, but on the plus side, they didn't lose anyone either. It's just those soldiers weren't really doing anything, and now it's just going to be a completely open push that I don't see it being blocked at all in any way. There's a soldier going in very aggressive. That was as soon as just blocking off this point. So if anyone was going to come out there and try to block the point, they would have just been like double rocketed down to 0 health. So very good push so far, and now we're going to go into last.
Ooh, wow, what a headshot coming out from Alba there. That's going to turn the tide of this entire game, and look at everybody just falling and dying over on our Elektro now. It's time to go to our panic situations, Beta, and what does a Romo or Pocket do when he panics? He hides, he tries to find a place where he could spring a trap onto Martin, and if he's found him, he's got one clean rocket onto him, but gets cleaned up too quickly himself. Callum will go down, and Martin will survive. A bit scary there, a bit, but Martin, he's got balls of steel. He's not going to pop for any sort of little bomb there.
Like a millisecond away from Callum getting the last rocket off, which would have absolutely dropped or forced the Uber there. Oh, just, yeah, very calm play there from Martin. Not going to just pop for nothing, that's for sure. Give nothing away for free. Mid has always been popped here, and we already see them just moving in here very aggressively, trying to force people out into chokes, and they have indeed succeeded with doing that. So great push in here by the bus crew, and they don't quite manage to make it so that they can get into last with an Uber advantage, but they're set up really well. Now, could go for an op class. I don't think he will. He doesn't usually do this, but he's actually holding the door open for... nope, he wasn't. Abel was running back there as if that was the case, but he didn't hold the door open.
Maybe I'm just getting older, Beta, but does it feel like things are just going too fast nowadays? I feel like I'm watching a Source TV demo at like 2 times speed. And everything just seems to be going so quick. They're capping these points so quickly. They're getting aggression forward so quickly. Everyone's finding kills at these random doorways so quickly. Even the soldiers bombed in quite quickly, got a kill.
Oh, the scout!
Yeah, actually, I mean, that's a situation that's never going to happen, is it? You've got the medic in that back spawn that can't possibly die. It's going to have to be the blunder of the century for a medic to die at that point in the game. But it won't stop these teams from trying, as they will kind of throw 2 players in, but that's expected. They want to maybe get some off classes going over on the bus crew right now.
Yeah, Alba was just all in. He wanted to play sniper. He walked back to spawn, Top didn't hold the door open, so he was like, I got this, and he just dove in there, tried to get the medic. Didn't get him, but I don't think he's too torn up about it. He just wants to snipe, and he has already sniped the medic once, so he knows how it's done. As soon as is maybe on spy, or is he just in spawn? Oh, I think he's just in spawn. Yeah, he is. All right. So currently Alba actually hits a body shot onto Callum. He's on top of there, and he's going to get jumped by a soldier.
Yeah, just take a crossbow from Kelvin though, so that will keep him nice and healthy. Poison will go down, trying to extend for that frag. Young goes down. That's a big pick for them now. They can definitely make a push off of that, especially with Alba going down as well. That's 3 kills given up very easily by the bus crew. Now they actually force the Uber over on that. Oh no, Tobbs goes down during the Uber. This is a car crash of a defense for the bus crew at this point now, and at some point they just have to decide to cut their losses and just back off to mid, realize that that was a terrible defense, and just be happy that they've got mid at least after that.
Yeah, or Elektro, they're just so poised, and it's just really working out for them over and over again. But that medic actually gets jumped. Martin goes down to a great jump in there from as soon as nobody was looking at it, and he just made the best of it. There's still a single scout behind, that's Deox, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. But no, it's enough just to make everyone look behind them. And I kind of talked about this earlier. If they can get someone behind, everything just falls apart for Aura Elektro. And look at that complete wipe. That's nuts. Just one guy behind, not really doing anything.
This is just so chaotic, Beta. Things are just going back and forth, and it just doesn't seem to make sense. I feel like my camera speed is not quick enough to catch all of it. Everyone's just moving so quickly. Everyone's like a solid unit, just kind of DMing each other. I think I've seen closer sort of calmer play from a DM server, actually, come to think of it.
I just want to point out it's still 1-0, so I don't know how that works with your theory that everything's moving really fast. But yeah, there has been a lot of botched the last pushes, and once again, they're just a little bit too fast in there, and not everyone was in there as well. That just meant that the respawners came in and were able to slowly clean them up one by one. Now, yeah, just they need a little bit of some ice in their veins, just to take it easy. As soon as went spy, he was actually out there, but as he was going through a doorway, there happened to be an enemy scout in his face, and he couldn't walk around him, so he got caught out. And that's actually going to trigger this push in here from the right side.
Alright, well, they're making this push in very slowly, very carefully from the bus crew at this point, hoping to bank off sort of any little advantage. They're going to go for some point pressure. Deox goes on at the same time as Poison, though. That's 2 easy kills for Jimbot there, and with this Uber v Uber fight being underway, I don't think the 4 count of bus crew is going to survive against the 6 count of Aura Elektro.
Yeah, I quite liked how they were dot pushing that. Again, sort of will not be able to get out in time. Just Tops, he needs a little bit better coordination with his team to talk about when they're getting out and when they're staying in and fighting people. Because a couple of times now when his team is retreating, he has not gotten out in time. And we're left once again with this situation where the Ubers are roughly even, and Aura Elektro, they have pushed out of their last. They're really good at holding his last and then retaking second. But, we'll see. As soon as it's on Spy again, he might still be checking. Yeah, he is. Alright, as he randomly switched to Scout. Almost broke the ETF2L rules there, but...
Well, they're making a, somewhat of a dry push. They have the Uber now during the push of bus crew, and they will just kind of push and get a very clean... Actually, I was going to say, Jinx tries to make the defense onto second, but gets cleaned up before the Uber gets popped onto him. That's a wasted Uber from Kelvin, and 100% Uber advantage now for the bus crew. This is their round to lose. If they end up dropping this Uber or end up just dropping the entire push, it could mean disastrous for their prospects of this round. They will get some point pressure, draw 3 players out onto the point, and they will kind of clean up a few kills here and there. They've still
messed it up a bit though. They tried to get point pressure. There's actually there's 2 there. So we have a soldier, we have a scout against the medic. Gets a nice saw on it. Any one hit from the medic will kill this scout. But he's not going to give up for that reason. But no, he will not be able to get this medic. Is he getting out? Wow. Some prime beef right there. But again, that's just really unfortunate how they're not able to give up that last push, especially since they got given second for free almost. Like, I don't know, Aura Elektro, they were just holding it so passively. Like, they just allowed themselves to be trapped inside of the chokes on second, and like that just meant that they had to spend this really terrible Uber defending basically nothing, and then they got pushed on last. But once again, they kind of get away with it, as whenever the bus crew are trying to put pressure onto the point, they just die for it. And then all of a sudden they're man down, but they're going to go in again.
Yeah, this time I'm hoping that they just only spend one player capping off that point.
Oh my god. I think that was Callum just absolutely destroying Poison. And somehow it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, everyone's just hid over on the bus crew now. They will spring after the Uber is gone, and they can just start claiming that point with their 5-man advantage almost. There we go. 1-1 on the board. It's just a very, very quick game, B2. Maybe it was just because I've woken up from a nap. Everything feels quick right now.
Yeah, Grandad. I think that might be the case. But yeah, like there's a lot of pushes. There's not a whole lot of sitting around and doing some slow calculated plays. It's a lot of pushing, and that's mostly down to the bus crew just playing it super aggressively. But let's see if they can keep up their really good form on these mids.
Yeah, their mids have been strong for the bus crew all game now, and we've only had 2 of them to say how hectic it's been, so they will kind of throw in Tobs in the side, and they will get a kill for it, but gets cleaned up quite quickly, and from this, Aura Elektro should have control of the mid. They've got the point pressure, although they do let Albus slip past, and he might get this kill onto Kelvin and actually will survive, and the control continues for Aura Elektro, and they clean up these last fragments of the bus crew over on this mid and get their first mid of the game.
Quite a few people went back for Callum. There's a single scout onto this medic. There's no way he's going to get him. I was actually close. DX making it closer than it should be there. But yeah, this is the exact opposite situation of what we saw before with a mid win. All the mids have been the same, just different sides now. But yeah, like Callum went kind of behind and 2 players went back for him and he just fought them off and they just got so far out of position that they lost that middle. And then the medic didn't get out in time. I don't think he got the memo and he just got picked off as well by Asunas, who did a great jump in and even got an extra kill for it. So that's how we ended up in this situation where we're about to see a full pushing here.
Early pop coming out from Oro Elektro here. They must be really scared of that sniper. They will actually rotate that sniper out now. A lot of point pressure, but look at these soldiers come in, punish that that group point play from Oro Elektro. There's only one soldier up after the end of it though, Beta. It seems that they backed off quick enough to not get the full blunt of that double soldier bomb, and they focused the right targets because there were soldiers while they were reloading. Everybody else was dying on the bus crew.
Had the heavy survived for like just 1 second longer, this would have been a hold. So some very small margins we're dealing with, but it will leave everyone on the Oro Elektro happy as they're now ahead 2-1, and they can slow things down, which seems to be their forte.
Yeah, Tops decides to kind of change things up, go with the kitchen route, and it was the wrong route to take. He will get cleaned up very early in this mid-fight. He's usually a big impact for his team when it comes to these mid. It's all on Poison's shoulders at this point too. Can't seem to find anybody, Vita. Will actually get cleaned up by the only person he can find, and that's Nevo. So the mids, they're turning to the way of Oro Elektro as the game starts to pair off here, Beta.
Yeah, just both soldiers, their bombs just had little to no effect. Look at Jan though, he's so aggressive, he definitely does not want to give this up for free. He hasn't actually taken a whole lot of damage, all things considered, but there's so much time on the point. And there we go, finally Ubers have been exchanged, and so far it definitely seemed to favor Oro Elektro here, as everyone else just get out of there. So just a great fight overall.
Yeah, they really were banking on a player being dropped during that Uber exchange there. That's the only way I can really see a positive light for that push from the bus crew, as they actually did get forced off and cleaned up. A look at this point pressure from Oro Elektro. It's capped off before I can even finish my sentence, Beta. This game is just speed, speed, speed.
That was a beautifully executed last push. Like the double soldier bomb just absolutely shredded everyone, even thinking about getting close to the point, and then 2 scouts ran onto the point, capped it out. Just perfect execution. Make it 3-1 in favor of Oro Elektro. They're being very impressive right now. There's still 3 minutes remaining, so 2 rounds in 3 minutes, that's not unheard of, but it's got to be some quick rounds here.
Yeah, as the game kind of gets longer, it seems like Tobbs and Poison are just put under the thumb more and more. They're always being controlled at this point now. They don't really get to do what they want. They delay their jumps a lot longer than usual at this point, kind of playing the spam game, but when it comes down to it, Beta, their spam game is poor. It is weak and is nowhere near as strong as Oro's Elektros. They've got stronger health, some better point pressure. They are trying to make another reinitiation of it, but if you look at the health at Oro Elektro at this point, they can stand to make their own sort of reinitiation. The scouts are linked up so well. They're almost like one unit, Beta, taking up the same pixel on this screen of mine. And they will actually get a lot of kills off the back of this double scout aggression, even get a lot of follow-up and some clean-up. Oh my god, spawn camping on Snake Water, what a treat. We don't really see this a lot, Beta, at this point.
No, and it was really unfortunate. Like, this was all about the time, really, because there was just no way that the bus crew were ever going to retreat from that middle, because then they can't win. So they just had to stay in, and they just slowly got whittled down. And here comes the Uber, just doing absolute destruction. They haven't quite gotten all of the kills that they want, but they're still in a pretty good position. But no, oh my god, those pipes from Jan definitely just down the beat, down in the smackdown. That will get everyone out of this last point and enable them to push back out here. But man, they really, really need to hurry up. At this point, it might just be about getting one nice little round off of them. Actually, they can still do it. They can still do it, technically.
I mean, they can get one round, but one round isn't enough. Overall, this game has gone to Oro Elektro, whether the bus crew like it or not. They will get that second point just to kind of heal the wounds, make sure they don't lose out in a 4-1 victory, but it's going to be a victory for Elektro nonetheless.
Yeah, they have to move in here. Technically, it's actually not even possible, but
Yep.
yeah, they want this round at least, but Jinx comes in from behind, takes down the medic. Not really working out here. You see a single soldier trying to escape. Looks like he will succeed in doing it for the moment. But yeah, game's over. It's a nice little win here. We might see a 4-1. That feels a lot safer than 3-1. So they might just go for it really aggressively. There's some weird stutters on the server.
I mean, you kind of...
Look at this hiding spot for the soldier. Oh!
I'm clicking. I'm trying to find it, but I can't see it.
It's very sneaky. He didn't quite have the health to get off the second rocket. Yeah, the server's definitely causing some issues right now. But yeah, it's just about can they get in here on this last point?
I mean, what an interesting game though. Very action-packed. I don't think there was ever a breathing moment throughout the entire game. Everyone was just constant push, 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 fight, 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 take, take, take. And it will be 3-1 at the end of it. 5 seconds left on the clock. Snake water. That was a...
nice little shot there from Callum to finish it off. He had the shots of the match with the double air shot onto Poison. And he finishes off with a nice little one here as well.
Now, I've got a question for you, my analysis compadre. Do you think that this is a comfortable win coming out from Oro Elektro here? Are you convinced, Peter, of the Lightning Bolt team?
Yeah, this was very convincing, I'd say, but also at the same time, I feel like maybe on some maps where it's easier to push last, I could see process going differently. Like a lot of teams are really good at pushing process, and retaking it. So I feel like maybe process could be a different story, but will Granary be? Like maybe. Also, it's worth noting that the next map we're going to is Granary, and on Granary, it's a map that's sort of famous for the fact. Yeah, it's famous for, like, if you lose mid, you just lose everything, right? So
Yeah.
that could definitely factor into it, and it's worth noting how many times they got pushed back to last, but it never really looked close like that, you know?
I didn't know Coleman was playing in this game. Ah, there we go. Those are some recognizable names. So, I mean, it is the popular belief, Peter, that analysis should always go first when it comes to introducing the log. So I'll let you pick out the wonderful piece of math that we're going to break down here.
Well, let's just look at the KD of Nebo. I feel like that's a very strong. You mentioned how the soldiers were getting shut down quite a bit, especially in the middle. The longer the game went on, and Nebo was just absolutely pounding. He was just doing so much work over the course of this game, and
feels good to be a pocket scout, you know, in those sorts of games.
Yeah, and also I feel like both demos actually put in a lot of work as well. That was they were really good at locking down chokes and making sure that nobody kind of got up to any shenanigans. I can think of a few, but like overall, just soldiers getting in for successful bombs was very rare in this game. It just got shut down really quickly. But pressuring on the flank was a lot more effective. So just the flank which I assume is, like, who's actually the flank soldier? I kind of assumed that it was Asunas, and yeah, he did get fewer heals. So Asunas and Jinx on the flank actually did a lot of work, or Nebo on the flank did a lot of work.
A lot of deaths, a lot of kills between both of these teams here. Maybe one of the higher ones I've seen all season, Beta, come to think of it. I mean, when's the last time you saw rough 20 being the average amount of deaths in a game?
That's takes you back to some.
That's like when you played Open sort of thing, and you I'm not sure if you ever played in one of those LAN teams where Insomnia was set up where you got to play like Dignitas or something, and you would like go, oh yeah, we get to play this really cool team, and they just completely pound you into the dust.
I mean, I have
many deaths.
I think the first official I ever played was in some tournament, and it was against the old Crack Clan. So that was like my very first game, and we got destroyed on Freight. I was on Freight, and I think I ended up in a frag clip in like the very first game that I ever played. It was like a Red Shark just sniping us to hell.
There was a point where we played Capture the Flag. This was a long time ago. We were playing Capture the Flag, and there was no limit, Beta, to how long you win. You played to a time limit. So the cap would get to, it got into like double digits at least. People were getting like, one team was getting 22 and the other team was like getting maybe 1 because the team was just let them the 1 point. Oh man, well, let's change the subject. This is getting cutting a bit deep. Hey, look, medic stats. You're a medic. Please advise.
Yeah, there was only 1 drop and that was when Alba took down
Kelvin.
Yeah, well, it was actually a really big drop as well because it was just like a full Uber push into last, and full Uber pushes when they lose their full Uber become a lot less potent.
Look at that! Look at that biggest advantage lost actually from Martin. That's an unusually high second counter on there. What happened there? Do you think that was just a point of the game where they just kept losing so many players that they ever got a chance to use the Uber?
Both teams didn't really feel comfortable dot pushing. I think we saw it once going into last from the bus crew, and it didn't really work out. But other than that, like both teams were just we got stuck quite a bit where one team was on mid and the other team was on second, and they weren't quite able to like really realistically make a proper push out of it, at least not with an Uber advantage. So I think that's what happened quite a bit as far as that goes.
It is cool because you look at these medic stats, and I've seen Martin. If anything, he's quite an up-and-comer in my eyes when it comes to medic, but just the way that his team plays, it does kind of tarnish the record, at least on these medic stats as well. What a cool game, where if your team wants to play a certain way, sometimes you just have to kind of tank the penalty logs, as you can call them.
Yeah, I will note that Martin had slightly more heals, which is a bit unusual on the losing team.
Maybe everyone was just getting injured so much on the enemy team, he had more to heal.
Yeah, that is actually the case sometimes. Also, for some reason, if you do a lot of scout building, you get like super high heals.
Yes.
So that could be a factor as well. It's probably not something to really care about.
Alright, so it looks like maybe we're changing server, perhaps? Possibly? Maybe? Oh wait, no, we're sticking to the same server. Actually, I see some people ready,
There were some hiccups going on at the very end of the last map where you could see the server was stuttering, so I'm pretty sure they're going to elect to switch servers.
Or are they going to do that thing in TF2 where people say, yeah, we should totally do this thing, and then people just end up DMing for a good 30 minutes because everybody is just not concentrating. You just put a video game in front of them, beta, and they can never just accomplish a task outside of TF2.
Yeah, it's just kind of how competitive players work sometimes. It's like must DM, must frag, must pound.
Yeah, actually, that's a very interesting topic to just talk about in general, because some of these teams could be the best teams and players in the world, but if you have them do any sort of team management ever, they're just terrible at that aspect of playing in a top-level team. Sometimes you have people bring on just separate, I guess, managers almost, just to take care of that stuff for them, because while they might make great players, they're not great at just kind of coordinating 5 nerds onto one server.
Yeah, I know for a fact that the best part about playing in Prem was the PCWs and how people would like show up on time, and we had like spreadsheets to show when we could play and stuff. We never did that stuff down in Div 4. Like, that didn't happen. I was just like, hey, we're just going to try and play these days, maybe.
I was having short of a heart attack when I had to first go on the IRC and look for my own games. I'm like, I don't want to go out there with all them and search for people and talk to people. Oh. All right, we got the STV people. Calm down. We can chill with the old man anecdotes.
Yeah. They don't need to know this stuff.
Let's talk more about Granary beta. What can you tell me about Granary? What makes it such an unusual map compared to the best of the maps in the map pool?
It's a map that has first of all this really unforgiving middle where there's a lot of sidelines that are broken up by these 4 giant crates in the middle of it. So basically, as a demo man, if you've ever seen War's like guide to how to survive on like middle, and it just basically says you're fucked. Like, that's kind of just how it works, because like they can always come around over a crate or around a corner, and it's very difficult to stop it. So you need really good team coordination and kind of planning ahead if you want to have these good mids. And other that is just having good DM and denying high
I mean,
ground.
if that's the Demoman flowchart, what does the medic flowchart look like?
Very similar. I can tell you that. I have played so many games on Granary as a medic, and it's just really like if there's 2 soldiers on the enemy team that just want to kill you, they're probably gonna kill you.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do. But moving on from this, when you lose this middle, you can quite easily just lose everything else, and then they can roll until last. As we are actually going live, so I will spare you of a very long analysis and just simply say that we are about to go live here, and usually the demo man will have the option of going over to the left, the right, or the top. And the right side has been widened quite a bit, so you will have a much better vision while still being slightly more protected. And also, roamers can more easily go into the right side because this is the pro version where there are some changes. So we will get into them later, but for now, it's the middle.
Alright, going straight into it. It's Bus Crew versus Aura Elektro. Second map, they need to take this for the full fat ETF2L points. Aura Elektro start off with a strong set of bombs coming out from Callum, coming out from Azunas. They do lose Jimbot because they've been following the guide of war to a T. Demoman fucked, but the entire team even more fucked, as the Bus Crew will be licking their wounds all the way back in this very, very long map as I zoom all the way to the last point where we see poor Jon setting up stickies on his last point, because that's what you can do on Granary, it sounds like, Beta, is just lose mid and then defend second, as they will take out Deox very quickly on this push in. No time to waste, they're going straight into it, get the early cleanup kill. They will actually get some nice damage and DM onto these other opposing players outside of the Uber from the Bus Crew here, as they will get actually they do make a nice little sort of movement and travel about, kind of soldiers dodging a majority of the hate and fire from these
Morrison's
scouts.
trying to chase, but not going to quite be able to make it out there. He is just going to continue to spam, but he will just completely block everyone off. So that was a really great hold. It was kind of holding tight, but there's a soldier going in for the medic. He will not get him, and that's going to mean that everyone else would just retreat. And, you know, like Granaries in general, it's pretty difficult to actually defend last ever since they moved the point forward, like they did in the pro version. So,
Callum shot down from the sky, and he got himself a kill for it, or more like he set up a kill for his buddy Nevo, as they will actually make the turnaround kills. Start going the other way. A nice, strong, confident bomb, and Marden's going to have to pop his Uber, and oh god, even Jon goes down before he has anybody to link up to as well. Look at this
Neighbor's
scout.
just hugging him.
It's just floating around him as well. He's probably going to go down. Oh wow, a nice little boost jump. He gets back to the last point, but they've got an Uber to deal with. The scout, Alba, fights off Nevo despite the Uber advantage for Aura Elektro. Are they going to lose this Beta? They almost actually blocked the point. No,
a single soldier just stands on the point and just bounces everyone off of it for a millisecond, and they cap it. But that was looking grim.
Oh my god, that was literally like skin of teeth Beta. That was way too close, and it looked like it was going to be an absolute disaster for Elektro. The respawners were coming in hot and heavy, and I think it was all thanks to that new respawner for this Granary map. Now you get a much more forward respawn, and everyone can rejoin the fight much quicker once they get back up. They will go into our second middle of the game. It's only been 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, as we've pushed straight into it. This both the Demomen actually do a wondrous job of actually surviving this mid. This is quite a strong showing. Jon actually will go down, and thank God we've got a pause. Have we got a pause?
No, it looks like...
everyone has been... Everyone's crashed. Everyone is disconnected from the server. A rarity in TF2. Usually we get a pause. We don't get a server crash of this magnitude. So, what happens now, Beta? What?
Usually you just restart. I think what you do is... No. Like you say, oh, we're ahead 1-0, and then we probably, like, it was on a mid fight, it happened, so that makes it easy. So you can just, like, say we played 4 minutes, we were ahead 1-0, and then we can just go to the mid fight. Sometimes you will, like, move up a certain point and then build and just hold there. But it looks like this is a pretty clear-cut situation, since it happened on a middle after a point was capped, with about 4 minutes having been played, so you just, like, reset it.
Uh-oh. Beta. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've received word from Albert that apparently there's a little DDoSing underway in this game. Oh no, the dark times, they've returned. The Black Plague of TF2 has showed
Yeah.
its face again. Not that again.
Luckily, we are much more prepared for it this time around, thanks to all the misdeeds of the past. And I know there's a ton of DDoS protection going on through the Serbian servers, and Ari has done a bunch of magic stuff that I don't understand. And we probably shouldn't explain to people because then they can abuse it. But yeah, I really hope that doesn't become a thing we have to overcome again. Like, yeah, we'll get there always. Like, we'll always win. It's just annoying that we even have to fight for it. It's such a dumb thing to happen.
If anything, this is a nice little reminder. Almost, we might have to do a minute silence for the times of old that we had to suffer through these things. But it goes to show that we will get past it. Nothing brings down the game, as we are on our way to another STV now as we speak. But you're right, Beta, you're right on the money when it comes to those sorts of scenarios. If somebody wins a round, you just kind of say to them, okay, you've won a round. They might even go as far as to replicate it. Sometimes you have teams go into the game, they take the first mid or round off each other, and then actually set the timer back and way there. Whether or not they'll actually choose to uphold that in this game is a sight to be seen, but who knows?
Yeah, there's actually not a way to like set the score to something, but I don't know. Like, it's pretty easy to, especially when like the game is being streamed. So it's not really a worry that you can like prove that you were ahead or something, because like if there were no screenshots and this wasn't being streamed or anything, like it could be technically abused, right? But this is being streamed, so there's no such worry, really. So you can just set the score and then just like act as if there was another point on the board.
Yeah. Although we're going to have to do an old Caster challenge of remembering those scores, because there's times where you think, oh, it's going to be a really close game. Oh, wait, we need to add that round from the previous game.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't like 5-4 or something weird, or 2-1, or no, it's just a single round in favor of Aura Elektro.
That's good, because I did not do well, I did not do well in the English or the maths, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like 5 plus 1. What's that? Like TurboTabs can't tell you.
No, that's EU math for you.
Yeah. We need Mr. Slynn in here. Please save us.
This is how they won Rewind, They're too smart, those Americans. Alright. I'm jacking in. I've actually crashed during the little playback, so hopefully these teams haven't gone underway whilst I'm yammering on.
No, they're just running around on the server. Everything's looking fine. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Everyone just needs to get ready, and then they'll do another server. And it looks like they have changed the time limit a bit. Yeah, the time limit changed to 26. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I said. 4 minutes played, 1 round up, and then you just go. So it'll look like it's 0-0 when you look at the scoreboard, but there's going to be a single round more in favor of Aura Elektro. No big deal. These are Brent players. Some of them can probably remember that kind of stuff and play accordingly. And we can just move on and pretend it never happened. That's what I'm hoping.
I mean, a fun little interaction we get to talk about is during these little pauses, Peter, everyone has to have a quick little chat about the game. I mean, you can't help it if you're a player. When you've got downtime, you're going to talk about what has just happened in the small amount of gameplay that you've played whilst you're loading the game, while you're waiting for everybody, deciding on things. Do you think this will benefit any of the teams?
I would say that normally it would favor the team that's down, because the flow gets broken up quite a bit, and if that means that one team was rolling and playing really well, which I believe that the Aura Elektro was, then that could really benefit the enemy team, because just not only can they talk it through, but also the enemy team will kind of be out of the zone, because like being in the zone and having a good flow to your actions is actually like a real thing that's very helpful. So I would say it slightly favors the boss crew here, but now we are in middle with no lag.
You might have to be my eyes and ears for this piece, so I'm still loading.
Yeah, Jan will actually immediately take down Jimbot, and I think everyone else will just get out. There's a single scout in here. We'll actually trade with a soldier, but everyone else from Aura Elektro, they have retreated to the yard. This is another feature of Granary that's kind of unique in that it kind of have 2 second points, but it looks like they're not quite able to hold it properly, so they will have to move into the proper second point inside here. And now once they get some respawners, they should be able to hold it pretty effectively. The single scout very far forward, takes a lot of spam, but doesn't quite die. Neighbors being quite aggressive, and we are getting set up here for having some stalemate action going on, where you can do some different things here as the red team. You can kind of hook over on the left side and try to play the top area. You have to be very careful of sticky trap. You can see a demo man setting them up right now, and they have actually rotated around.
Yeah, they're trying to force out this lunchbox area. Usually the play here is kind of get a pick onto the roaming soldier. Zunas, though, is positioned quite nicely. That is, it's not going to give that kill up for free. There's usually two ways as a roamer you can position yourself: back in the balcony area, kind of close to the door, or actually closer to the health pack, where you want people to kind of try and pick you off.
Oh, he gets spotted. He just finds a scout. All right, he goes down. As soon as went for the play there.
Oh no, that's two soldiers down though for Elektro. This could mean they lose the second point outright here just from spam alone, as they've got no real combat classes to defend off and kind of shut down some of these doorways. They've taken the top area on their own. They get a quick crossbow just to kind of sustain the push. Alba will go down being a bit cheeky and going to... Oh, actually this is a nice little play. They go aggressive with the Uber instead, try and take out these flank players. They will kind of reach back around from the bus crew to kind of finish off those that aggressive Uber off, and I'm not sure... I mean, I like the play of kind of going for the flank with the Uber, but they need to be quicker and just like kind of rotating all the way around, avoiding the bus crew's own Uber, but they just weren't quick enough. They will get punished for it, and now it's just one soldier. Yep, definitely one soldier now defending this last point. He will get a kill onto Deox. Enough time for the respawners, and with a pyro up, this could prove a bit sticky for the bus crew, as they can't even get onto the point. The pyro is pushing them back, keeping them all flamed and fired up. Yep, and they come in towering from above, and a pyro can't defend that, at least not if he doesn't see it coming. It will be 1-1 for both of these teams. Keep in mind, Beast, to that last round from that unforgotten game.
It's really convenient of them to put it into 1-1 in chat so we don't forget.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah, that's just really considerate of you guys. But yeah, that was actually Alba that went in there and forced out the medic. So like that was a really huge play from Alba. He basically won his team that round. So his team's Uber was just way superior, and then they managed to just win the fight and take last.
All right, Jimbot does take a lot of hate at the beginning of that mid there, as he eats a fat pipe. We'll have to spend some time with his medic to get healed back up, and look at this aggression coming out from bus crew there. A few players kind of get pushed forwards and they get eaten up by these scouts. Yep, and look at him, he's in the corner though. Actually will get kind of cornered off by Jimbot, finds that one little square that he was hiding in and gets the pick onto the medic, and it's Granary. No medic survives on this mid beater. Jimbot will survive despite War Hurrier's guide, and start maybe setting up some fancy stickies on the second point.
Yeah, just man, Martin, he shouldn't have survived as long as he did. Thank God for the enemy team, for Elektro, that there was actually someone else able to finish him off as he was standing in the corner. But look at this, the soldier, as soon as they just go in here and block it off, they want to fight this, and they have actually successfully blocked it. What a ballsy contest here, and it works out perfectly for them. Great play by Elektro.
Yeah, and you can see actually the point being converted over now, so all that hard work wasted for the bus crew at this point. They have to just be content with holding their second, the hidden point of Granary. And I am liking these new changes, by the way, Beta. I never really had a chance to talk about them, but it just seems like Granary is flowing so much sweeter when it comes to these open doorways and these easier access places.
Yeah, we see the team going over on the left side. That's a very interesting... Oh my god, what an Uber exchange too.
Where's Martin going to go at this point? He doesn't know which side to take. He takes the left-hand side, but he could get cut off at Z, and actually he gets cut off at the doorway. Oh my god. Martin down, Yon down, Deox down. Everybody is going down.
Did you see that
bus crew.
soldier connection? But Tops will save it for his team by taking down the medic. But that was incredible. Like, the soldier jumped in, airshotted like a guy in the head. As oh my god, seconds actually blocked. That's amazing. That's saved by poison.
Yeah, but they will have... Actually, where is that scout at last? I think he went back, actually. But because of that delay now by poison, he almost saved the round for his entire team. They had
Not more than almost. He definitely saved it there.
He definitely sent the point. I just lost track of the scouts. I'm not sure if he committed all the way. So yes, he definitely saved that last point by taking out not just one but two players on that second point. Forced the Demo Man to come back actually and cap off that point, and the scout just decided to play back with his team.
Neighbor was on sniper right now, and I don't think Tobbs quite realizes. I think he heard the sniper shot now, but maybe that was Alba shooting. But I want to talk about as soon as and Callum. Like, Callum airshot a guy into the ground, and then as soon as just killed him immediately, as if they were just one. As we have what looks like a pause right now, but could be another DDoS. We don't know. But yeah. Guess we have to pay attention to the time. It's 20 minutes remaining. Oh, there we go. We are live again, and it looks like no one's really affected by it, so I think that was just us, a small pause.
Yeah, maybe someone just had to quickly pick the nose before a push could potentially go in. Have you ever had that moment, Beta, where you're kind of just having a quick scratch or just something, you know, turn your head away for a second, somebody shouts you in the other room, and then you look back into the screen and you're dead?
I once had a bird like hit the window while I was playing, and then I looked at it, like, obviously because like someone was knocking on my window, and then a scout ran around the corner and two-shot me. So it was like, oh, this game, oh my god.
Yeah, see, even in that small little story you told, Alba was able to get a quick pick onto one of these players. That's all how quickly TF2 can unfold. Beta is in a quick blink of an eye, and they will lose a lot of players in the, I guess, the follow-up of that kill as well. Maybe they were hoping to kind of just start throwing as many bodies in, with Alba actually taking out that one player, maybe dissuading that push in. They do have Nevo still on that sniper class.
Oh, it's not looking good.
One of the soldiers got sniped. I think that was Poison. Yeah, he's probably going to get cleaned up if he can get a body shot into him. I think maybe this is where the pause happened. Yeah,
this is very clearly a DDoS because they're not paused. They're still moving. They're just moving.
No, but
very
as in,
poorly.
like, this is where they paused, though. You know.
Oh, one guy's not DDoS.
Oh
okay,
my god!
Jimbot's just in there moving
Jimbot's
normally.
the DDoSer. He's the one that's hacked into the Matrix meter. He's taken control of the game.
Yeah.
He's got no shame about it. He's going in. He's got an 8 kill streak. He cleared the stickies and disgusting play from Jimbot.
Oh my god!
Sent the boys a virus. He's made everybody download Pride and Prejudice from the torrent site and just took advantage.
Yeah. His team actually feels bad about it, so they're going to let them rebuild the Drupal because that was clearly bullshit.
But the thing is, he could probably actually get that onto YouTube. He might think to himself, this is going to make a sick frag, a drop onto the medic, I get a kill.
Look at what as soon as he's doing. He's just jumping up here. He's going to get sniped very soon. It's going to be very cool.
If
look
this
at
happens.
this. Oh, here it goes again.
Is this actually a pause now? I think this is another pause,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them move.
Yeah, this is an actual pause now.
Yeah, they could be sorting out the server.
It's almost like a game of musical chairs. Like, I need to actually have a guess. Is it a pause? Well, it's not really musical chairs, but you know what I mean. What's that game where you have to pause or stand still when the music stops?
That's musical chairs.
Is that music chairs? I thought like it's called something else. Because that's where the chairs are involved, though. This is different. This is where you have to stand still when the music stops. What do you call that?
I think it's called like freeze something. I don't know.
Just freeze something. Freeze music.
Yes, something like maybe it's called something like statues or something. I don't know. I didn't.
Musical statues. Bam.
Musical statues. That's totally it. Yeah.
Well, it's a real shame that things are damping on, but at least we're making fun of the little moments we get in TF2, and I am genuinely curious. Is this a pause? Is this a?
We just saw someone type. People can't type during pauses.
Yeah, that is. Wait, no, you get one message, don't you?
But we can't see that because it would happen in the future.
Ah, yes, you're correct.
Oh,
Oh,
we see a demo man moving again. Jimbot, as always.
Martin's completely frozen in space. He ain't moving. Oh, he's alive. He's back to the world of living. Some people are...
Did Azunas jump again and get sniped? I think he did. I missed it. I was waiting for it.
Everyone's just trying to find their computer components around the room at this point. Find their feet, almost. The demo men are alive. They find themselves rather quickly compared to the rest of the team.
Now I think they're back now. And,
I think they're all just infuriated. the keyboards are out, Beta. Everyone's just typing angry messages.
Yeah,
Ham, you might have to launch up the chat for our streamers just to see what's going on in this game.
Yeah, our TF2 warriors have become keyboard warriors instead. But I think they are actually now. They're moving forward here as Neo was trying to snipe them, but he gets shot down by Alba. So, oh, and here we have what I'm going to assume is an actual pause.
Not musical statues.
You never know. Keep an eye out for Jimbot, because at some point he might just start moving and just sticky trap everyone. You never know with this guy.
Man, that's hilarious. I don't think I've ever seen somebody just. Do you think he realised? Do you think he knew the evil of his little play there, or do you think he was just having the time of his life, thinking, "Oh wow,
he said
so
he didn't
easy."
realize, which I find a little hard to believe. But
wow, this medic's just standing still. What an idiot!
This guy's floating in here. 3 air shots, baby. Like, this is gonna look great on my fantasy sheet. I'll just say I didn't realize.
Oh my god, I didn't think about the fantasy points, Beta. Where does the fantasy stand on this?
Well, we can't really stop like part of a log from counting. So I think I'm gonna have to try and combine the log from the last game with this one. Or, you know, like they changed server, didn't they? Or did they not?
Can I transfer my demo man halfway through a game?
No.
Damn it.
That's not quite how it works, unfortunately.
Oh man. Can't farm those Jimbot kills. Anyway.
Yeah, I think also Callum got like a 5k where everyone like lagged out. And they also left the server. But I'm pretty sure that's actually going to end up counting in fantasy, just because I can't really tell what happened before and after a certain point.
So, what a week of TF2 Beta. It just seems like week 4 has truly been a game or a week of surprises for every team, it feels like. Very action-packed and a little bit of flavour or different scenarios happening in each and every one. Things have gone underway here, so we got to see an old favourite of TF2. The ski boots are out, the roller skates.
Yep, they just slide around here. Just all up in this business. There was a pause.
Yeah.
Alright, so there was a pause indeed. Yeah.
Oh, Alba opens up the game
Still scouting
with a
though.
sniper. Double snipe, actually.
Yeah, Alba saved Tobbs' life right there. Just sniping down the people going in for the suicide. Now they're just holding inside with a sniper and soldiers and demos up top, just on this right side. Poison will find the top soldier.
Oh.
But
you say he finds him. Actually, Tobbs finds Jimbot. He will force the Uber out from them now, and they have to do their best to kind of pick up the pieces with this Uber. They will kind of push this left-hand side, get the Alba kill. So maybe there's still hope yet for this push, as they could maybe have a cheeky poke around from this left-hand side. They want to ideally go for the Martin frag, as he has got his own Uber, and they want to force that out of them. But they will settle for a poison kill instead. Maybe just kind of inch their way forwards, get one pick at a time. The respawners are back now, Peter, so all that hard work is all for naught as things have quietened down, settled back, and Martin still has that Uber.
yeah, I'm actually surprised it didn't go in, because Callum was up on that high ground just raining down death, doing a ton of damage.
I know why they didn't go in, because we had ourselves another pause. Everybody is kind of probably getting a little bit tilted at this point, a bit confused, don't even know where this game is sitting at right now. Maybe with all the pausing that's going on, Beta, they lost track of who has an Uber and who doesn't have an
Stiggy's
Uber.
above the point. It's the classic. I don't think they have been spotted. But
No, they
so
won't be
far,
checking this, but the thing is, they're trying to kind of just, you know, sneak the point, so they're not dedicating all the bodies in, they're not stacking the point, sitting in the middle, they're just tiptoeing on the edge. They will exchange Ubers out now, and you see them sitting about. I bet they were banking on those stickies if they were still around now, but he's already relocated them and reused them. They will get 2 picks onto these the scout and the soldier who was capping off the point, and probably an easy reclaim now for or Elektro. They'll even get the Alba frag just to kind of really throw salt into the wounds, and they just need to cap off the second point, however, if they want to make this push on to the last. And there we go, guys, you did it. You got on the point. Good job.
Tobbs tried to make his way in up top. He was not quite able to get it. He actually gets taken down by Callum as well. Callum has just really been controlling this top area, and he's been doing it extremely well. And again, he's just doing so much damage, just damaging the demo a lot. And here comes the push in on the left side.
Yeah, everyone's barreling for the same door, but Yons is laying enough damage for the scouts to play off. They actually get some time on the point to kind of put pressure and some kind of sweat onto the foreheads of bus crew.
Demo
They're
man.
throwing everybody on, and not enough, however.
What?
Oh, we've got one of those amusing pause bugs. There we go. Alert! The control point is being contested. Alright. It has been contested. It has been captured. It is moving on. Another
It
pause?
looks like another DDoS, to be honest. It could be a pause as well.
I think the pauses are to kind of deal with the DDoS. I think they're just trying to throw on bandages at this point. We want this game to be over. Let's just kind of force through it. There we go.
Whoop! Things happened.
Oh, that's another pause. Maybe it's one of those sort of pauses where somebody has dropped out, Beta. I mean, you got the whole trademark of you do a pause and then you do a quick unpause to let that person in and load.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
you can't actually join the server when it's in a paused state. So you will, when you load into the server, you will get stuck at a certain wall, and then you have to like unpause for a bit to get past that wall. And you can join the team.
the unique quirks of the Source engine.
Indeed. We actually have a pretty big fight now on our hands. So
Oh yeah, a massive bomb actually coming in from Poison gets the perk onto one of these soldiers here. Well, they're looking to chase down these scout kills. They will find one, but a scout 1v1 is happening in this corner area. Yon kind of disrupts that fight, and there's a flank around from Poison as well. So nice team play coming out from the bus crew. They will start stacking this midpoint. Jimbot is only got
look at
one
the
left
sticky trap on mid though. They haven't spotted it. Look at it. It's on the point. It's the Banny trap.
It's the Banny classic. This.
Oh, they spotted it.
Oh man, Can you not put it in that wooden part of the? Oh wait, no, this is the pro version. Maybe he took that out. Oh
yeah,
no.
that would make sense. He fixed the clipping.
No, that was the best part of the map. Was that one trap that nobody ever used, but it was so clutch back in the day.
It's got it one time to shine, I guess.
Yeah. Rest in peace, wooden block. Second point being captured by the bus crew, still fighting off and sailing with that uber advantage. They're too scary right now to fight over, with Oro Elektro, so they're just going to settle with giving them as many points, as many objectives, just to kind of quench the thirst of the red team right now. Another pause comes out because it's DDoS, you know, it's right on schedule.
Yeah, indeed. And we do have a tiny uber advantage, but they're probably not going to be able to properly use it. I will also say there's some sticky traps on one of the pillars that I don't think have been spotted. And also one nice little quirk of this map, I suppose, is that there used to be this route where if you look in the boiler room, there's like basically two boilers to the left and right of the point. One's near the wall that's close to the point. Like you could jump on top of that, and then you could jump on top of the little ring around the pillar.
Ooh.
Right, and then you can jump over to the other pillar, and then you can jump all the way over to the other boiler that's all the way over to the wall that goes like outside to the respawn area, basically. And then you could jump from that all the way up onto the balcony, and you could move from so you could have gone from the lower to the upper level pretty fast.
Wow.
But it took a lot of skill. But they were just like, nah, that's just stupid. So now you just put like a wooden barrel over on the left side there, so you can jump on top of that instead. So you can actually make it up. You can climb that boiler and jump up onto the high ground as a medic really easily now.
Ooh.
So if team want to, they can actually go up and move that way up if you ever want to.
Man, you sound almost frustrated, Beto. Did you spend countless of hours practicing that parkour and now it's been stripped from you?
I did, and I couldn't even heal a scout to move faster. Oh no, Jimbot's on it again. Jimbot's in. Jimbot's in. He's doing it again. Okay.
Oh my god.
Why does he not lag?
He is the one. He's... God, of all the superpowers to get, he is able to move in a paused video game. That's a pretty lame one. But it comes in handy for this one situation. Doesn't abuse it this time though. Uses his powers for good, and just plays back with his team.
Oh, there's a soldier behind. That was as soon as gets taken down. He's probably took his time to just spend the downtown just getting behind, but he will get found out. And now we actually have a proper push in, it looks like. Maybe it's just to spam out a bit.
Yeah, Bjorn is just fishing for one of those pipe kills where if he can get a solid connect of a pipe or two onto a player, they can maybe start focus firing and making a push off that. But doesn't find anything. Will kind of sit back for now with the rest of his team. We'll go for it again with his Poison, who will spam out the sentry gun, so that's a nice little play. We do have a bit of a lag.
Oh, no,
Musical
there's one
statues?
person that can move. It's Jimbot again.
What has Jimbot been eating for breakfast? Is it always him? Is he like the one that's got the server? Is his computer the server? Alright. Well,
It looks like they actually paused here again to fix it. But it will completely kill out the push. That's very unfortunate. They were actually making a lot of headway. They had 2 picks and they were just slowly making their way in, taking down the sentry gun. Oh no! Mon's going to get jumped by as soon as in close quarters. He's going to have to pop, and now they're going to go in here and see if they can make anything out of this Uber.
Nope. I'm going to spoil it for you, Beta. Nope. No, they will not. They will back off. They will just be glad that they didn't lose more players during that car crash over an Uber. And, yeah, just wait a second. Wait for them to make the push now.
Yeah, it's Granary. It's one of those maps you can definitely push, but it's also quite difficult because you can spam very easily. Alba's going to try and see if he can make it behind. He's basically just kissing this soldier.
Oh, no, musical statues mode, not a pause, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Wait, is it a pause? We've lost everybody.
And the server's gone.
That's a musical disconnect.
God damn, I hate this so much. Oh, that's just the flow of the match completely ruined right here.
I mean, we've to keep in mind we've still got 1 round on the board, so it's 1-1 apiece. Plugins are being reloaded and all that. I'd imagine I'm gonna wait patiently for my producer to come waving in Superman style and just save the day. Maybe give me another STV. He laughs. Alright.
It's always a good sign. He's just like,
you know what?
Those fools.
I mean, call me crazy, Beta, but I've actually been given quite the nostalgia hit from all of this excitement. I mean, I almost forgot about these days, these dark days.
Yeah, you're saying nostalgia, but usually nostalgia is a good thing. This was definitely not.
We need to get a TF2 museum started, an exhibit on the days of DDoS.
Yeah, I will say, these DDoS, they look very different. It used to be like all the pings would go up and stuff like that. And of course, all the STVs would also disconnect and go haywire. That doesn't happen anymore. There's a lot of DDoS protection going on. And it doesn't seem to be affecting it in the same way. So there's definitely some weird shenanigans going on with some systems kicking in.
Is it our fault, Beta? Is it because we didn't use those relays? Ari told us we should use those relays, but we keep forgetting to do so. Is this our fault, Beta? Have we brought this onto the players?
I don't know. And I say that honestly. I don't think it's us. I don't think we've shared the STV with anyone. And
alright. Yeah. We're all doing Scouts Honor. Nobody's shared the STV, it sounds like, between us. But who knows, maybe these other players have. I saw some other people keying the STV. I saw the chat.
Yeah, it's not there. It's not even in chat, so we're completely clean, boys. Whew! Thank you. We can blame the true villain of TF2, Ari.
I think the true villain is Jimbot. I mean, he's got way too many. He's got way too much life in these pauses to say he's innocent in all this. All right. So what's the plan now, boys? Maybe we should get an open line of communication with these players, see what they're doing. Because I see 2 players running around this server, and I know for a fact that they're not going to keep playing the game without Albo and Tobbs in their server. So they've got to have a plan. I think they're all having an internal discussion. It's like, do we carry on? Do we finish it? How much time is left? Is it even worth playing? Can anybody even connect to this bleeding server? What the hell is Beta and TurboTabs even talking about?
Yeah, I think the first thing you have to say is that I think there was about 9 minutes remaining, and it was 1-1. So I think that's where you start. But yeah. Oh, it's actually, it's still going, actually. It hasn't gone into...
Oh, right. Yeah, it is.
Because there was always at least one person on the server, so it hasn't restarted. If everyone joins spec or leaves the server, then it will restart the round.
We're gonna have some pretty trash damage per minute by the end of this.
Tops is still building his. It's fine.
Oh, bless it. At least somebody's thinking about the fantasy points.
Yeah, he's a smart cookie.
Some people are leaving, some people are joining. I don't know what's going on, beta. There we go. I think everyone's left now. We've got a new server. Hey!
Production came through, even though he made it look like he wouldn't. Ah. All right. Yeah, hopefully this next server is completely without, beyond the reach of this mysterious fuckface of a person. Do you think it maybe has to do with like serve me servers or something? Like or is it so you can use like a personal server?
If I've learned from all the years is that Ari is pretty smart, pretty indestructible. I don't think anybody can take on the mastermind of server, so I think it's got to be Jimbot. Calling it.
Sounds about right to me.
God, he lives in the UK as well. Usually we're notorious for having the most unstable, rubbish internet.
Yeah, they should use the Lego server because they have the wonderful bind, the Denmark bind.
But the Lego server has that horrible chat.
No, it's beautiful. It's green.
I hate that chat.
Why? Do you hate fun? Wait, never mind.
I remember. I think you guys just had. Every time we would play on the Lego server, there would just be so much stuff on there compared to the average server, and it just made me uncomfortable. I remember there was a very good reason for it. It sounds really rubbish now, but I swear to God, I had a good reason for not liking the Lego server.
You're a snowflake.
You gotta believe me.
You don't like change. You're afraid. We've been ahead of the game for years, and we're just waiting for you guys to catch up.
Alright, I'm jacked in now. And praise be it, it's not a Lego server. So I'm pretty happy for getting to go forwards. I'm not sure about these teams. I think they're just trying to figure out what's going on at this point.
Do you think this is in any way related to the land death that happened at Rewind? Everyone that went to Rewind got sick. And we're not talking about like a lot of people got sick. Like everyone got sick.
Wait, whoa! I didn't get sick. Does that mean I am? No.
Oh, we found patient zero then. Like the one guy that just went in there.
Oh shit!
And made everyone else sick. Like I think Evilly I was talking to Evilly earlier, and he said like literally every single person he's talked to got sick. Like every single one of them.
I think you boys haven't gone to enough lands. You need to build up an immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I work in a school. I'm pretty sure I'm completely immune to basically everything.
And plus, just wash your goddamn hands, After you shake hands with people, just... I mean, I don't do it every time. I'm not sort of like, hey, how's it going? Shake their hand and then immediately slap out the disinfectant, but just need to keep clean. I wish there was a secret, but there isn't. I don't know. Maybe I've just got a super immunity.
Maybe. I'm gonna go with Europe patient zero. And you're just immune to this. Like you're the Europeans going to America and just infecting the entire native population, basically, right? But you're also apparently not only are you from Europe, you're also from England. So unless you're like from either of those places, you're just dead.
So this is the Brexit plan we had installed. We were just going to infect everybody. If we can't break away from any sort of unions, if we just kill all the unions.
There you go. That's the spirit.
I'm going to Copenhagen as well, so I'm spreading. I'm going to bring my disease.
Yeah, I'm kind of fine with it. Like, there's at least 2 bridges we can blow up to kind of distance ourselves from Copenhagen. So, at least where I live. So, I'm all good with that.
It's going to be exciting, Beta. I mean, I'm not sure if we should divulge all the LAN hype in the middle of an ETF2L cast. I mean, it's mixing online with LAN. Ugh. But I'm hyped. Another LAN. The Rewind train is still strong with me. Choo-choo.
Yeah, I'm still looking for a team. I want to play this time around. I want to bring my own computer.
Why do you make a team?
I'm trying to. Like we were trying to. Like me, F2, and Hellberg were trying to make a team.
Ah, yes, you were saying. I remember that. You wanted to get all the old Danish guard back.
Yeah, that turns out that's really, really difficult. And so at the very least, we're going to have to find people that are willing to play with us all.
What happened if you dipped into the really, really old people? Like,
Oh, get Calm back. Like,
yeah,
we're obviously trying to get...
Was it One Flower or something like that?
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah, get him to play. That would be sweet. Get him back on Medic.
He said no.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, boo, right. Like, we want Crystal to go, obviously. That's the most important part for everyone. But he also said no. I think. We tried to guilt him into it. But anyway, we are not going live, so we'll just continue. Okay.
Oh, we are going live. They're just baiting us. All right. So, I mean, I will give you a... There we go. The timer was set to 10 minutes left. Everyone's rolling out again. I think it was 1-1? 1-1.
Yep.
For both of these teams. That makes it very easy for us, Beta, because now we don't even have to do the math. We just know that there's going to be a winning team, there's going to be a losing team. Who cares about the score?
Yeah. Oh, and they look like they're even going to give the middle to one team and just set up in yard here. Wow. You can see Jimbot doing his best Mooma impression, just like walking to mid and setting up some sticky traps and letting the other team cap here. So, yeah. I'm not sure. I'm assuming they're just gonna... Yeah, they're just building Uber like normal, so they're just gonna completely stalemate it here. And then they're getting ready. I guess they're gonna start actually doing something once they have a full Uber built.
Yeah, this is probably as accurate as they can get the depiction from before. Everything was maybe a few players down here and there, but I think it was the same. Both teams had Uber, both teams were in the positions they were in now. You do actually see a bomb coming in from, I think that is Tobbs, and Tobbs gets cleaned up, almost gets air shot if it wasn't for Jinx kind of sniping him out of the air there. With that one pick, they probably start looking forward to see if they can make this push out onto the mid. A bit easier now because of all this extra door and extra space on Granary.
Yeah, Soonest did the counter sack, and he had just about as much luck as Poison did. Just gets taken down. No biggie. It's yeah, both teams are just typing and being in a stalemate. And this is the stalemate that the Granary is really known for. It's gotten a little bit better. You know, there used to not even be this little opening here.
Yeah, they didn't even have they didn't have the balcony thing. They didn't have the second doorway all the way on that left-hand side sort of ramp room. It's very strange time. I mean, do you remember the old Granary, bro, Beta, where they had that completely open doorway on the left-hand side, where you could jump as high as you wanted to?
Tobbs comes in there, gets air shot by Callum. He gets shut down real fast. Will we see another counter sack coming in here? Soon is not in a good position, but Callum is moving in there. And there you go. He is in, ladies and gentlemen. It's a single rocket.
And he is down, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I mean, maybe this is just karma, Beta. You know, this is sweet, sweet divine justice, because things were going so quickly on Snakewater, so fluid, that we had to get as many sort of shunts and stops and slows in this second map of Granary as possible.
Yeah, we see another poison bomb being set up here. He's at least poking for it. Like he's definitely trying to see if he can find an opening. We have two players right now for Elektro holding the right side, so that makes it very difficult to actually make it in there. A good technique to use as the attacking team here is to actually force your way into this lobby area, or the ramp room as it's called, and then you just go left, just hook left and you're in the yard. And once you're in the yard, you can go behind, so that means that the people in the right yard will have to go back, and then you just move forward and you've gained yard for basically nothing. So that's a really good way, but they're shutting that down, and this tops will go down. So this could actually mean that there's going to be more room to do a suicide push in here. If they want to go for it. Oh my god, Callum gets launched into the skybox. I think there was some stickies there or something. But,
I mean, both of these teams, they don't want to actually commit in on any of these Roma bombs. I mean, how long do you wait, Beta, as either of these teams until you realise like nobody's going to actually dare make the push in, and we're just going to have to come up with something different? Or are they both happy with just throwing each other's Romas in?
Maybe. Like we do see a banner coming out right now from I think, but here comes another roamer. Ooh,
and there
gets
goes
saved from the air shot again. Tobbs' Katie is going to be absolutely miserable.
Oh man. The life of a Roma on Granary.
But yeah, look at Kelvin's health though. It's actually really weak. So.
Oh, banner coming out for Elektro here. This is a nice little play. They do lose Kelvin, so that is a horrible play actually. They've got no real heals to kind of sustain this push. They have to get a very snappy, quick fire kills at this point on. They're going for the Martin kill. Nervo is on top of the medic, but because Martin sat on top of that health pack there, he's not in any sort of real danger, and it's a real shame that out of all the frags that they end up giving up over on Aura Elektro there, it was the medic that went down first, Peter.
I don't like the decision to push with a weak medic. The medic had like 40 HP when they pushed in.
Wow.
That's just not very sustainable. I don't think it's just himself on a disadvantage. He's going to have to pop early, and once the Uber ends, he's going to be very easy to pick off, as DX will go down. But yeah, everyone has just jumped back. Callum was in a hiding spot, but he decides against it. So we're just left with a full Uber advantage for Martin, and they're going to take second and then presumably going on to last here. And this can bring them ahead. And keep in mind, they lost the first map, so if they want any points, this is their best chance yet.
Yeah, if it follows any sort of trend from that Snakewater match that we watched previously, they will actually get out-focus fire or kind of fall to pieces when it comes to this Uber push. I'm interested to see if it translates even across this Granary match. They will take out that Sentry Gun quick. That is an atypical... Oh, nice air shot coming out from Poison there to open up this last push. And look at it. It's going so much better than any sort of Snakewater push they were making last time. They're playing off the distance of the map, the huge...
Perfect push. Didn't lose a single person.
Yeah, it was just very nice coordinated soldier play from Poison and Tobbs, kind of linking up the power positions of the high ground, as well as knowing when to sit back and just spam out the remaining players left. Very, very, very nice play from the bus crew.
Yeah, and then Kelvin, once again, looks like a nice guy, but then he just undercuts himself by lying at the very end of it in chat. Good times. We will have another mid. Looks like both demos go top, and Jimbot again takes a lot of damage. Oh my god. Just getting absolutely bullied.
Yeah, he wants to get to the health pack, but well, actually, oh, there we go, gets to the health pack instead. I thought he might actually get cleaned up by Yon before he gets a chance to. And because Yon paid so much attention to that health pack, Peter, the scouts were able to run free on top of Yon, clean him up quick. And at this point, they had a little bit of a demo man advantage to kind of play off, and you know what happens when you get that demo man advantage. He opens up these sort of fights for you. It gives you these opportunities for the scouts to play off, and the scouts played off them. Even the soldier played off them. That's why you see Callum still kicking about. They will get that midpoint for their just play, and even think about getting a forward sort of push onto this second point.
Callum had a 4K on that mid, and he had like a massive bomb in the beginning, and then he just came in from behind and hit a lot of really easy rockets. So great job by him. And Kelvin also had to equip his running boots to just survive that. He had to run for a really long time, but he made it out of there. He didn't build his Uber very fast, but it's not really going to matter. So they're going to set up on second, and this is a really good way to answer this being down. They have the full Uber advantage. They can take their time, and they're going to go in up top.
Oh, nice snipe coming out from Alba there. That's going to give them every little bit of advantage they need for Busker to make this turnaround. And what a turnaround! Yon kind of sitting back, letting everybody chase him down. And when they get too far away for the Uber to follow them, they will get the kill onto those players as well. Very, very nice for the bus crew.
Yeah, what an absolutely amazing hold. They just really focus fires incredibly well there. And they're going to set up here in second and try to make their way into last. There's a soldier on the up top here, but he will get found out. Tops on top of things.
Efficient rockets coming out from the Danishman there, and they kind of size up the midpoint, but they don't actually get some sort of capping place in it. They're worried about these backcaps, Peter. They actually return back, make sure that they are defending these other little kind of wraparound ways. They have to dedicate quite a few players to make sure that no one gets all the way behind. They will find the Jimbot kill. There's only one kill they could possibly find left. That is Azunis, who actually gets the kill onto Alba, playing by that lunchbox area. Aroma's favourite position. You get a health pack, you get ammo, but Poison just comes in, and 2 is better than 1. He will get the cleanup kill onto Azunis, but they've done the job. They've wasted a lot of time.
They bought so much time. There's still going to be a push in here, but this is not going to be nearly as good. If they can catch the medic, it could still work out, but Kelvin has retreated just fine, and he's going to be pretty close to having his Uber.
Nevo's behind though. He's getting the back cap, and it's Granary, baby. It lives, it dies by the back caps. He's taking another fight against his scout. He actually might win it. Ooh, Deox. challenges him and beats him out, but because they had to dedicate those few players going back for that scout, they lose out on that midpoint capture, and now they're down a few fraggers, and both Ubers have been exchanged. It goes a bit quiet, and the scouts can't even chase some of these soldiers in the positions that are taken. They decide to just not only give them second point, but give them a little bit of an advantage as well.
There's 30 seconds remaining, so they can't wait for an Uber. They just have to go in at some point, and that point is going to be now, it looks like.
Oh, Jinx, he actually buys a lot of space or room for his team. It's a shame that his team is lagging behind a little bit. There we go, they fight now, and he's got a nice point pressure, but he gives up his life a little bit too quickly for my liking.
He's going to dive onto it. The soldier's still here. There's so many on the point, but no, not going to be enough. 10 seconds remaining, and it's only Kelvin up. Look at how capped that point is. That was a very close round.
It was the right idea. It was the rough. If they play things just a little bit more patient. I liked how Jinx was taking that fight apart there, but at some point it felt like someone made the call of get onto the point. I'm going to spam stickies on it, and when they just kind of mindlessly walked and fed into the rest of the bus crew there, banking on these Jimbot stickies to do a massive amount of damage. He was just a second or so behind to actually capitalise off of that point pressure, and those two scouts' lives were all for nothing, Beta.
Indeed, and looks like there's only one Granary log, and it's a very short one. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting for the fantasy points. I don't know if none of it's going to count.
It's a cool world. But what can you do? It's TF2. That's what I do whenever something upsets me about TF2. I just kind of go like, what are you going to do? It's TF2. Doesn't make the situation better, it just makes me cry, actually. Anyway. Yeah, that's a good call, actually, hamaham. Hammer just whispers in our ears, let's skip the logs, let's go straight into the interviews, and, I mean, rightfully so. These are like golden cap logs, but even more depressing, so... Yeah, let's drag them in, boys. Let's get anybody in here that's willing to speak. Now, the only way this could possibly go wrong is if these are two mic spammers that add on top of all of
We're
the
not mic
Oh, praise the Lord. Something's going right.
I mean, I could mic spam if you want.
We're the real players.
I do feel like banning Paul, so...
Oh, nice.
Okay, boys.
You could start with the toxic cunt that DDoSed the server all evening.
Welcome.
We're suspecting Jimbot.
Yeah, I'm suspecting Jimbot too.
Jimbot is only...
He was the only one that can move.
Yeah.
Jimbot was fucking hacking the Matrix, to be honest.
He's the chosen one. We don't know how.
Boys, before we start throwing out some Illuminati questionable sort of motivations, let's introduce some people. People won't even know some of the sound of your voices or the names to some of these players. Let me introduce in. We've got Alba here from the bus crew. Welcome in, Alba, the scout player for that team.
Thank you.
We've got Kelvin in, the medic from Oro Elektro, and we also have Nevo. I've been butchering your name all night. Whatever goes. We've got that scout player over in our interview room right now. And first thing I've got to ask, guys, how frustrated are you? I'm going to start with you, Alba.
I mean, this is the happiest day of my life. I think this was an excellent game of TF2. So, yep. I think the DDoS are added to the excitement of the game.
Yeah. Kelvin, how about you? Are you frustrated with your video game?
I literally want to die.
That was horrendous, literally.
The worst game of my life, to be honest.
So, where do you guys think this DDoS came about? Do you think it was just somebody gave slip to some of these servers, or you don't know, or you know that somebody has a vendetta against them? Does anybody know what's going on?
No, I don't think there are any personal vendetta, for any people in both teams, but...
What's really weird is the 2 days ago I played a double mix and same shit happened, so I don't know. Maybe someone has a vendetta towards me.
Okay, how about this? We've also brought Jon into the channel as well, because, you know what, let's just make a part of it. Let's just make a little crying parade of all the DDoSing. Welcome to the channel, Jon.
Thank you.
Guys, we can harp on all the DDoSing all we want, but that means they win. So let's talk about some of the happier aspects of the match tonight, at least for Oro Elektro. Let's talk about Snakewater. And Alba, I'm going to again return to you. Maybe you can talk about this with your teammate Jon and just tell me what went wrong on that map for you guys.
On Snakewater?
Snakewater.
I think I don't know, honestly. Like I think there a little bit too much focus happened on like the DDoS shenanigans and like I don't know.
On Snakewater?
I don't want to hear about that word, Alba. I want that word banned right now. Tell me about
okay. So
Snakewater.
I'm rephrasing. Okay. So, we tried no warm up thing. So I think during the first map we were like still warming up, kind of. Like we haven't played together since I don't know, start of this week, something.
What about you, Jon? What do you think went wrong?
I think that's just a shit excuse. I'm thinking like we weren't really getting much. Like there was a few seconds of lag, but we weren't getting DDoS in Snakewater. In Snakewater, we were out of sync, being aggressive at different times and then feeding because we're not playing together properly. Yeah, we're still warming up, but it's like, I wouldn't count that in as a factor. And then one more thing. Then after playing Snakewater, we were like, yeah, cool, we're gonna. And then Granary, I thought we were gonna do better, but I mean, yeah, we still won. But I mean, that was just a terrible game with all the DDoSing and server changing and whatnot. So
we're gonna keep it positive zone.
Due to unexplainable incidences throwing up our game.
Okay,
but it got better, so it's fine.
I mean, you won.
We did.
Must be happy.
It's our first win, I guess.
Woo!
I mean, it finished 3-3, but you know, woo.
Yeah, woo.
I just gotta say that I am now twice as successful this season as I was season 18 when I played with Public Clear. So yay me.
Oh yeah, was that the Prem by default Public Clear back in the day, or was that?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, man, what a throwback! All right, let's throw it on over to Aura Elektro. Elektro, going back to the Snakewater, the happy map with the happy times, the good things. Tell me what went wrong for you guys. I know you guys won and you're feeling pretty good about it, but we're all perfectionists in Prem TF2.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I feel like we played scrims just before, like, contrarily to the boss crew, and we were really lacking on focus firing, and I feel like it got fixed over time during the map on Snakewater.
Oh yeah.
But they really had us sweating for a couple of last all, like really, there were some critical moments. There was also like a really nice drop, I think, on Kelvin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
like at
Alba
some
had
point.
a good
Yeah,
snipe.
Alba had a good sniper shot. And yeah, like I mean, like the score, it's in no way a roll or anything. Like it was pretty even game, I'd say. Like we got the edge at the end, but that was still really good, like performance, I guess, from everyone involved.
Now, boys, before I came onto the cast tonight, I had a quick nap before, and when I'm waking up, it felt like TF2 was just so much faster when I was watching you guys. It was just like, good God, everyone is firing their guns 24/7. No one is standing still. Everyone's just going in, dying. We even saw on some of the stats, everyone had like an average death of 20. I mean, is this just how you guys play a TF2 right now? I'm going to direct this open field. Whoever wants to answer it first.
I want.
Alba, go.
Alba, you in the back.
So basically, like after the first two officials that we had, it was very, very, very slow and stalematy, and like none of us in the bus crew were enjoying playing. We just kind of want to have fun, and we have fun when we play fast. So we try to play fast.
To be honest, I felt like their team was really just trying to play off DM on Snakewater, so we kind of like just punished them with our focus fire on that. And that's why we came on to play that so fast.
Well, it had me tongue twisted and tongue tied. I was sweating caster just like nightmares, pretty much, for the entire thing. I was going.
I'm glad I wasn't play by play today. That's for sure.
Whoa.
Oh my God!
I hope you had a great time, at least watching.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a taste of both hells for both maps. Anyway,
Shout out to Callum's 5K. on first Granary
Okay.
mid.
You're playing that
we
mate?
heard about this one, so Beater, you better check your ETF2L topic. I think you're gonna get some gifts tonight. he was really enjoying that one. So.
In that case, Nevo, shout out to Poison's 5k on your last.
Which last?
Granary last.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. Which server was it on?
Oh, one, you know. Oh, that doesn't matter, Nevo. That doesn't matter, Nevo.
Yeah, you should remember to upload all the logs, because otherwise I can't properly upload the fantasy results.
Oh.
Right, because currently I only have like that one short round.
That doesn't include Adam's 5k.
Does it?
Oh.
It's only a very, very short round. It's like a 10-minute log, right? That's the only thing I have for Granary.
Yeah, only that, and Snake is fine, but only the 10-minute one for Granary.
We had the invincible players.
Yeah.
Well, I had it a lot. Like,
Luckily, I have now access to log combining technology. So if you just get all the logs up, I can actually combine them.
you know, something I always thought would be
Amazing.
a great addition to logs.tf would be like a matching string. So like, for example, look which player you played with, for example. Like, if I want all the log I played with Empus, for example, I can just like look up multiple name.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty neat.
Alright guys, it's getting a bit out of control in this thing. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of banter. Let's just get to the format of a nice structured interview here. Now, I'm going to go one by one. I want you guys just to tell me, like, who do you think was the man of the match in your opinion, you know, and just maybe give me a quick reason why. I'm going to start alphabetically. So, Alba, who do you think was playing the best tonight for both of these matches?
I would
Both of
say
these maps?
I would say for Snakewater, I would say Jimbot. Or actually, no, I'm changing. I'm saying Nevo.
Oh, thanks.
On Snakewater. And I think on Granary, I think I'm gonna throw it to John.
Your boy John.
Ah, cheers, mate.
Alright, Kelvin, who do you think was playing the best tonight?
It was probably Hempus with his.
In spirit.
Yeah, Hempus in spirit was the greatest player. No,
Yeah,
I think Poison on Granary was pretty fucking sick. So yeah.
Yeah, that kid had some big plays. I remember there was a point where he stopped that second cap with got 2 back-to-back kills, saved the round for you for the bus crew. Big play. All right. What about you, Nevo?
I'd say on Snakewater Jim. I don't know, he was just very aware of a lot of things, and he was calling a lot of damage. That was really easy to follow up on everything. Made it like very readable. And yeah, I will give it to Poison as well in Granary. I think he played really, really good. Like, he saved at some clutch moment. At some point, for example, we were on last, and he was just on the pipeline, and like he literally pounded our hopes and shattered our dreams from the pipeline, and we all died like morons. Yeah.
Jon, close out my question with an excellent answer.
I'll close it with Snakewater, Jimbot, and Nevo. Nevo going 28-8. Like, that's pretty insane. Very, very good KD.
I'm feeling a lot of love in this room. You know, appreciation of one another.
Yeah. I love the Hempus team with their lightning bolts in their name.
It sounds like my mum describing her favourite team.
We try to do the same with rodents, but no pitcher, just rodents for us. And I will say, I think Martin played really well these 2 games. He only died once in Granary. I mean, it only has the 10-minute log, but Martin was making really good calls for us on top of things.
Oh no! There was this one time that Jimbot came in and killed him. Made him drop. Actually,
Yeah,
it was like he was standing still. Are you sure he should
Wow! I'll give him the benefit of a
terrible
doubt. I'll give him the benefit of a doubt.
give him the? All right.
I want to hear. So a bit of a question mostly to Aura Elektro, because you and the bus crew, you're both last in the league currently, and you shipped. So you're going to probably continue to stay down there. But I noticed that Aura Elektro, you've had a really rough first half of the season, whereas the bus crew kind of has had the opposite. So Aura Elektro, can we expect to see you guys maybe even like looking to make it into the playoffs?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, that's our objective, like, at the end of the season, to reach playoffs and like to continue further. Obviously, like, we met the two behemoths of this league in week 1 and week 3, if I remember correctly. Ascent, 7 and Ascent. So, I mean, like, there is no explanation to put there. We were the odds were stacked heavily against us, and I mean it showed. Like we obviously struggle, but yeah, I think we have a shot at making it to the playoffs. Just have to,
I've got a little segue question to kind of piggyback off of Beta's question. Do you think you guys have grown from those tough matches between Ascent and Seven? Do you think you preferred the fact that you played those hard teams at the start and then given the chance your team to grow into this season, or do you think you would have preferred it the other way? Maybe the way of the Bus Crew, where they had these sort of closer matches up at the start of the season instead.
I feel like it's better for us this way how it is, because we've been learning a lot by playing against these good teams. Like our team cohesion just is so much better than at the start of the season.
Yeah, especially since we've thrown the lineup really quickly just before the end. Well, 6 hours before the end of the sign-up, if you want to know everything. We only had a lineup at the last second, so it's good that... The thing is, like, when you meet with Seven or Ascent, those teams are, like, so good that I don't think, like, even with a season of playing together, we're gonna be able to, like, match them or overcome them. So, like... Does it really matter if we meet them when we lack cohesion? If that gives us time to get better with like the time in scrims and those kind of things?
That's deep.
That's a good question, and I think that segues in well, because the Bus Crew, you guys have Ascent, Seven, the Germans, and Rakusen coming up. So you have a really rough schedule coming up, but you should probably had some time to really get it together this season. Do you think that's gonna really help you get some points out of those matches?
I got a few words to say, Alba. Hold on. Give me a sec. You can talk after. Yeah, Ascent and Seven will probably. If I will be realistic, despite this being a pretty depressing thing to say, I can't see us getting points from them just because they are, the top teams, and we're not the top teams, and. We'll get a few rounds, but that's pretty much all I can see happening. And then Germans and Rakusen, I reckon we'll be alright against them. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and those are the two last matches, so this should be everything to fight for at the end there. And also, if we're being really optimistic, Seven's team going to completely fall apart because those guys were mostly together due to LAN, right? So now they're going to have like a really weird team where like half of them have quit. So maybe you can get around.
The strat here is just hop onto justeat.com and just start sending takeaways to like captain.
Yeah, takeaways captain.
All right, Alba. We never really got to hear your opinion on it. Do you think you would have wished to have a Ascent and Seven in the first couple of weeks, get that team cohesion going at the start instead, tank the early arses, or are you optimistic about these games?
I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter, I think. I mean, it would kind of be nice for us. Like the two first games that we played where we were playing not at all the way we want to play, and maybe we could have like learned that by playing Ascent and Seven early, but I still think like it doesn't really matter.
Boo! Alba, you were supposed to be the positive guy. You're the one that's like, yeah, we're gonna cream them, yeah, lads.
I think that positivity is now neutrality.
All right. How about you, Beta? You got any more questions? Any smart ones for us?
Nah,
okay.
all out of smart questions. I just want to hear some shout-outs.
All right. In that case, then, let's go down in alphabetical order, as usual. Alba, start us off in the shout-downs.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with shouting out the Bus Crew T-shirt store thingy. So, like, if you want to get a really trendy shirt from the bottom team in Prem, you can absolutely do so for you and all your friends.
Bloody hell.
I have a little link there in the chat. Shoutouts to my dad who might be watching, and shoutouts to the Bus Crew and or Elektro.
Kelvin, have you got any special people out there you want to shout out to?
Oh yeah, shout out to Hampus, shout out to Junu, and shout out to Tops for calling me the N-word.
Great.
Don't listen to Tobbs. He's just upset.
I mean, I'm sure he was calling you a nice guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Alright, Nevo, have you got any sort of racial positive content for us?
I mean, shout out like everyone in our Elektro present and past. That includes Impulse Machine, Leto, etc., etc. They know themselves. Shout out to the boss crew for, even though through thick and fat we got through that game. And yeah, shout out to MK Cat for an excellent warm up, as I get kindly reminded.
Jon, avoid the D word, avoid the N
No,
word,
right,
avoid
no,
all these
no.
words. Just give me some shout outs.
Shout out to Copenhagen Games in March.
Are you guys going?
Yeah, bus crew are going. That's why we have the
Yeah.
T-shirts, because we're going to that. Because we're going to Copenhagen.
Oh damn,
I'll put Granary against
All
you.
6 of us.
I'll be there. Your boy will be here.
Cool.
You know,
cool.
tripping over his words at LAN.
Hamaham,
boy.
are you going to be at Copenhagen Games? Oh, so
Oh.
we're
Oh.
almost a mumble
Sell
full
some
of people going
t-shirts,
to
sell some
Copenhagen
t-shirts, the
Games.
hamaham
So close.
t-shirts.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm not sure if stream could hear him, but I think hamaham said like he's not sure, he's unsure. Just making sure everybody's included, you know. Bad financial situation. All right. Well, we'll cross our fingers. We'll say our prayers, and I think we'll start closing things out. So, Beta, quickly, one quick shout out.
Yes. Check out Fantasy Games. Make sure you upload those logs so I can combine them. There's a thread on ETF2L where I do a demo call. Check that out if you get any sick air shots. Definitely upload it there, because I don't have time to watch all the demos. Maybe I missed your plays. You know, you never know, and I don't want to get blamed afterwards, because that's just dumb. You could have prevented it, so go prevent that. So, and now that I sound really like aggressive and salty, I'll just say thank you guys for a good game, and remaining positive, even in the face of a lot of annoyances. But yeah, thank you to hamaham for producing, and thank you to TurboTabs for casting with me.
Oh, that is what I call a correct shout out. All right. Well, that has been our entire week 4, if we ignore the 7 game. But still, that has been week 4 of ETF2L Season 29 Premiership coverage. This is Team Fortress TV. We've got all sorts of social media, external links, sites, places you can go. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, website. We've got it all. Just punch it into Google. I'm sure you'll find us. It's not hard to find. Team Fortress TV. I've been TurboTabs. Beta has been my wonderful co-caster for tonight. We've also had hamaham on our production and main carry. We like to thank Alba, Nevo.
I told you. anything
Kelvin was also in here as well. Jon joined us in shortly after. Those were our interviewees. We'd like to thank them, and a big thank you and shout out and congratulations to Oro Elektro for taking away the Snakewater match, but a big, I guess, howdy do to Bus Crew as well for taking 3 points on the Granary match. It was a tie at the end of it. That has been our week 4. Tune in for week 5 coming up on, I believe the next game will be Thursday? Thursday. We'll get those scheduled and pumped out to you very soon. Again, Team Fortress TV. See you next time.